There are stories that begin with love. This isn't one of them. Two baby boys were born into a world that did not welcome them. They were not wrapped in blankets. They didn't hear lullabies. They didn't receive names. Instead, they were left behind. Not in a hospital, not in a home, but in two separate trash cans, sitting just a few feet apart on the same quiet street. The night was cold, the city was silent, and time was running out. No one knows how long they cried. No one knows if anyone heard them and ignored the sound. But what we do know is this. After 2 long hours, two strangers walked by those cans. Not together, not as a couple, but separately, at different moments. Each one heard a weak, fading cry. Each one felt a pull deep in their chest. And each one reached into the darkness and pulled out a child, one baby, then another. The authorities were called, news broke, investigations were made, but the mothers were never found. And after weeks of waiting in hospitals, both boys were eventually adopted by two very different people. Now listen carefully. This is not just a story about what happened to them. It's about what happened inside them. One boy was raised by a man who looked him in the eye and said, "You are not trash. You were never trash. You are a miracle. The world tried to throw you away, but the universe brought you to me. You were meant for something big. I didn't find you by accident. I was chosen to find you." That boy grew up with purpose in his heart. He was reminded daily that his life had meaning, that he had something valuable to give, that being rescued was not something to be ashamed of, but a sign that he was worth saving. He heard words like, "You're strong, you're chosen, you matter," and he believed them. But the other boy, he heard something different. He was raised by someone who never let him forget what had happened. "If it weren't for me, you'd be dead," the man would say. "No one wanted you, not even your mother. You owe me your life. You need to be grateful every single day." That boy grew up walking on eggshells, carrying a weight that didn't belong to him. He believed he was lucky to be alive, but unworthy of love. He thought being saved meant being indebted forever. He heard words like, "You were thrown away. You're lucky I took you in. Don't forget where you came from." And he believed those too. Same beginning, different voices. Two boy, now two very different men. One walks with his head held high. The other walks with shame in his shadow. One became a builder, the other a burden bearer. Both were found, but only one truly felt seen. And here's the question we'll explore. How much of who we become comes from the words spoken into us? Not just as children, but as adults. Not just by others, but by ourselves. Chapter 1. The Silent Builder. How your environment shapes you. There's something most people never realize until it's too late. You are becoming someone because of where you spend your time and who you spend it with. Environment is not just where you sleep, it's where your mind lives, where your confidence is fed or starved, where your ideas are either watered or dismissed. Think about your workplace. 8, maybe 10 hours a day, 5 or 6 days a week. You show up with your plans, your goals, your potential. But the people around you, the way they speak, act, or ignore, they all shape how you feel about yourself. Some workplaces build you up without saying much. The energy is focused. The leadership respects. People push each other forward, not pull each other down. But other spaces, they drain you. You're told to just do your job, but you also start shrinking. You stop dreaming. You second guess your voice. You start living for weekends. That's not just a job. That's a system changing your sense of self. Now think about your circle of friends, not just who you laugh with, but who you grow with. Because not every friend is fuel. Some challenge you in healthy ways. They inspire. They hold you accountable. They want to see you win, and they don't feel small when you do. But others, they complain often. They don't take responsibility. They mock ambition or joke about staying stuck. And slowly, their energy becomes the ceiling you stop trying to break. You start repeating their patterns without realizing it. Even your daily habits, who you follow online, who you text most, where you hang out after hours, those are all part of your environment too. And it's never just background noise. It's a constant whisper saying things like, "This is normal. This is enough. This is just how life is." And if you're not careful, you start believing that's all there is. But here's what you need to know. You do not have to stay in environments that limit your growth. You can outgrow people. You can leave workspaces that silence your ideas. You can rebuild your rhythm with better voices and healthier spaces. It might feel uncomfortable. It might be quiet at first, but eventually it will feel right. Because becoming your best self isn't just about working harder. It's about choosing spaces that breathe life into your effort. So pause and reflect. Who are you spending most of your time with? Are your conversations stretching you or keeping you small? Are you in a room where growth is normal or where comfort is expected? Because nothing changes until the environment does. Chapter 2, The Weight of Words. What you say becomes what you believe. Words stay long after they're said. Some lift, some cut, some replay in your head for years without permission. We hear words from others all the time. Good job. You're not ready. You always mess up. You were made for this. But the most powerful ones are the ones we say to ourselves in silence, in the mirror, in hard moments. I can't do this. No one really cares. I always get through. I'm enough. Your life moves in the direction of your strongest thoughts. And those thoughts, they come from words. So be careful what you repeat. Start telling yourself what you want to believe, and slowly your actions will start catching up. Chapter 3, The Mirror of Relationships. Who you walk with matters. The people around you shape how far you go. Every relationship is a mirror. It reflects how you're seen, and sometimes how you see yourself. If you're constantly surrounded by people who only notice your mistakes, you start believing that's all there is to you. But if you're around people who celebrate your effort, not just your wins, you rise, you give more, you dream louder. So look closely at your relationships. Are they helping you grow or just keeping you company? Some people are for your comfort. Others are for your calling. Choose wisely. Chapter 4, The Trap of Comparison. Stop measuring your worth in someone else's mirror. It's easy to compare. Everyone does it. You scroll. You look. You see someone ahead of you. They're winning. They're glowing. You feel behind. But here's the truth. You are not behind. You are on your own timeline. Comparison lies. It shows the highlight of someone else's life and holds it up against your private struggle. That's not fair. That's not honest. If you want peace, don't measure your worth by what others post. Measure it by how much you've grown. Chapter 5, The Fire Within, What Really Drives Success. Most people think success comes from pressure, deadlines, hustle, competition. But the real fire? It comes from the inside, from clarity, from knowing your why, from doing something that feels meaningful, not just impressive. External pressure fades, but internal purpose lasts. So ask yourself, why do I want this? Who does this help? Will I be proud of how I got there? When your goals are tied to purpose, not just praise, you'll keep going, even when no one claps. Chapter 6, Healing Forward. You can grow beyond what hurt you. Some wounds don't show. They live in how you react, in how you trust, in what you avoid. But growth doesn't mean ignoring pain. It means learning to live beyond it. Healing is not forgetting. It's remembering without losing your peace. Whatever broke you, whatever held you back, it doesn't have to keep its hold. Start slow. Speak kinder. Let go of blame. Let yourself become more than the version that was wounded. You don't have to stay broken to prove you've been through something. Chapter 7, Becoming. You are still unfolding. You're not finished. No matter how old you are, no matter what you've done, you're still unfolding. Every day is a new page, and you're the one holding the pen. You are allowed to start again, to shift your path, to make peace with old parts of you. Because growth is not about speed, it's about direction. Don't rush the becoming. Stay present. Stay patient. Trust the quiet work happening inside you. You're becoming someone beautiful, even if it doesn't feel like it yet.